Hey, real moment before you think just another soundbar. The first time I fired up the Denon DHT-S218, I expected a little improvement. What I didn't expect was to sit there, quiet, letting the sound settle in, because suddenly everything felt anchored, not just louder. This is for the kind of person who notices when dialogue floats around instead of landing where it should, when action scenes feel thin, when bass barely whispers instead of landing with weight. You've lived with audio that tries, and you know exactly when something's missing. You're done settling for half-hearted presence. Before anything else, check the current price and availability. Soundbars with real dimension and balance don't stay in one place long, and hesitation quietly turns into regret later. You knew it was time to upgrade when your old setup made you lean in during whispers and lean away during loud moments. I used to catch myself adjusting volume again and again, hoping voices would stick, hoping explosions would land with impact. That quiet frustration builds over time until one day you just want sound that belongs in the room, not sound you have to chase. The first time this Denon came alive, everything shifted. Those built-in subwoofers didn't just rumble, they grounded the low end. Dual midrange drivers and tweeters made dialogue clear instead of buried. Dolby Atmos didn't just paint effects forward, it opened space above and around without sounding artificial. 4K UHD HDMI with eARC meant what you see finally matched what you heard. Once sound finally feels intentional instead of smeared, anything weaker starts to feel like listening through a veil. I use this system the way real people do, movie nights where every whisper and roar felt present, game sessions where ambience and footsteps felt placed instead of flat, music that had body instead of thin treble, and everyday TV where voices stayed crisp without wrestling the volume. It's not about chasing specs, it's about how sound feels when it actually behaves in your space. So here's the nudge you need, don't wait for prices to dip or stock to settle. Soundbars like this get traction fast, and hesitation quietly becomes regret. That little sting when someone else's setup suddenly makes your old one feel small. You might wonder if a 2.1 system can really hold its own. That doubt disappears the moment bass feels tight instead of mushy, when mids feel clear instead of muddled, and when your whole room stops sounding like one flat plane. Here's a surprise most people overlook: once audio stops chaotic and starts organized, quiet scenes feel textured instead of thin, and loud moments feel impactful without blowing the balance. Owning something at this level changes how your space feels. Every voice feels anchored, not distant. Effects feel placed, not smeared. Bass feels controlled, not vague. Daily listening feels intentional, not average. If I'm honest, premium audio always asks for thoughtful placement. And real Atmos presence asks for design that belongs in the room. But at some point, you stop comparing specs and just choose the sound you already wanted, because every time you think about something weaker, you come back to this feeling of yes, that's real sound. Don't let this be the upgrade you delay and later think about every time your current setup disappoints. If you're ready for audio that finally lives with your picture and not just next to it, check the Denon DHT-S218 now and let every scene finally sound like it should.